The Indian Navy, with primary duty of safeguarding India's extensive maritime interests, has enormous responsibility. It is a formidable force capable of operating from surface, subsurface, air and space to perform its assigned role. Being the fifth largest navy in the world, it has emerged to be a dependable partner in the Indian Ocean region. Underpinning this capability are technology-intensive state-of-the-art platforms and a highly professional workforce. Behind every missile streaking across the skies at supersonic speeds, behind every torpedo chasing its target, behind every naval action at sea is a man or a woman who's the real driving force. The officers and sailors of Indian Navy are trained both in mind and body to fight a war at sea and to win it decisively. In this quest, these young men and women are put through the crucible of fire and molded into capable, confident and reliant sea warriors. Training in the Navy is a well-conceived mix of academics, theoretical training, practical hands-on training and outdoor training, well integrated to ensure training in multiple facets: surface, subsurface, aviation and special operations. At any time, about 11,000 officers and sailors undergo training at 32 training establishments spread across 7 states in the country. In a year, about 3,000 courses of various durations are conducted across the Navy, with a throughput of about 65,000 trainees, including both officers and sailors. The scope and range of courses conducted is unique to the Indian Navy. The Southern Naval Command, the Navy's training command based at Kochi, handles the entire spectrum of training, ranging from ab initio boot camp training for all personnel joining the Navy at one end through mid-career professional courses to advanced research-level studies at the other. Towards this, the curriculum of all courses is regularly reviewed by the Flag Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Southern Naval Command, and operational training needs arising out of new acquisitions and technical and tactical requirements identified. The Indian Navy's training philosophy is to train as you will fight, for you will fight as you shall train. In pursuance of this training dictum, every effort is made to train officers and sailors in core competence areas through application-oriented holistic training.
Very good.
On identification of training need, the curriculum is carefully designed and implemented, while its effectiveness is evaluated through modern statistical tools and time-tested methods. After ensuring a strong academic foundation through classroom instructions, practical hands-on training is conducted using actual equipment and simulators in a realistic environment. The aim is to ensure that men and women of Indian Navy acquire necessary skills required for discharging their duties efficiently on board naval platforms. Young men and women raring to become part of this elite force as officers join the Indian Naval Academy, the cradle of leadership for basic military grooming at Erimala, Kerala, after meriting national level competitive examination followed by selection by the Service Selection Boards. Sprawling over nearly 2,500 acres, the Indian Naval Academy is Asia's biggest naval academy. The trainees are put through a grueling regimen which infuses them with knowledge, confidence, courage, commitment, pride and honor. Courses at the Naval Academy vary from 22 weeks Naval Orientation course for graduate entry to 4 years BTech degree for cadet entry. On completion of basic training at INA, these young officers report to training ships based at Kochi for 24 weeks of sea training, meant to acquaint them with the rigors of life at sea, to acquire their sea legs and develop the seaman's eye. During this phase, the trainees also undergo training on board sail training ships to nurture the art of ocean sailing. Similarly, young male aspirants joining the Navy as sailors are put through their paces at INS Chilka on the east coast of India. It is here that these young men are trained to face the challenges at sea. For the 5,200 Naval and Coast Guard trainees who enroll annually, academic studies in basic sciences, military grooming, hectic physical activity and watermanship training and much else are all included in a day's work, aimed to transform the raw recruit into a sea warrior. On leaving portals of Chilka, these young men proceed to fleet ships for practical training, prior professional training at various training establishments. On gaining work experience on board ships, executive officers and men of Seaman branch undergo further training in warfare-related disciplines, maintenance and support functions as per branches allocated to them. The effort here is to provide a good mix of theoretical and practical training, and extensive use is made of simulators, emulators, cut section models, computer-based training packages and working equipment. In pursuit of this training strategy, the art of basic navigation, advanced fleet tactics and aircraft control are taught to officers and sailors at Navigation Direction School through use of ship handling and aircraft direction simulators. Similarly, the Signal School at Kochi provides training in communications, information and electronic warfare, net-centric operations through replication of actual equipment installed on board the warships. In Anti-Submarine Warfare School, personnel are trained to hunt and neutralize the silent threat and understand the complex principles of undersea warfare. Hit first, hit hard and keep on hitting. Fearless, confident, perseverant naval gunner. Young trainees learn to fire small arms, guns and missiles at INS Dronacharya and train in engaging enemy targets at sea and in the air using sophisticated weapon systems. Warships are required to sustain at sea for long periods and therefore conduct operations at close quarters which require correct observance of seamanship practices. Seamanship training therefore forms an important part of the trainees' curriculum. Warships are designed to go in harm's way, and men of war at sea need to be adept to control damage and continue to fight in adverse situations. Real-life scenarios are replicated in simulator training sessions, equipping trainees to master vital firefighting and damage control techniques. Live practice sessions on survival techniques at sea are also conducted regularly.